Yeah, so I remember how yesterday I said that that is going to be the last day of me binge eating, and today is going to be the first day of me being locked in and not binge eating. Well, that did not happen. And I did mostly eat the things that I should be eating today, but there was also quite a lot of ice cream involved, and then also quite a lot of Nutella and bread. So, yeah, I've completely fallen off the diet for the last 3 days. And I've been here before, so I kind of do know how to manage this, and I do understand that it is a eating disorder to an extent. And I mean, I don't really normally get these kind of situations when I'm like eating properly, but then when you're starving yourself for months and months, it is expected that there's going to be a little bit of weirdness involved when it comes to your eating patterns. But also, a thing that I've noticed is that the majority of the cases when I crash out are mostly associated with me not being within a good headspace. So, for example, for the last 2 days, my skin has been acting up a little bit because of this like new spray that I tried that should supposedly prevent acne, even though I don't really have acne, but I wanted to use it as a like preventative measure. And that basically gave me rashes and kind of made me itchy. And then on top of it, it's like very hot and humid outside. So that also doesn't really improve the situation. And normally, when you're not feeling well and when you're already stressed because of your diet, you should kind of like take it slow and you should make sure that you're like in a good, comfortable situation. But well, I did the absolute opposite. I woke up, I went directly into the gym. The workout went fine, the workout wasn't bad, but the problem with that was it was already kind of like a rocky start to the day. And then I came back home. I was hungry, I was itchy, I was sweaty, and that is a recipe for disaster. So yeah, basically I kind of like cooked the food that I should be eating. I ate that, and then I ate a lot of junk on top of it. And it's interesting how I'm still also eating the stuff that I should be eating. It's also just that I'm eating a lot of junk on top of it. So by that, I can really tell that I'm like really hungry and really depleted, and that the diet is also fucking with me quite heavily. Because like normally when you're just being a degenerate and when you're just binge eating, you're going to eat junk mostly. You're not really going to be interested in proper food. But I'm actually interested in both. I would eat the proper food that I would need to eat, and then I would eat junk on top of it. But yeah, basically during these like last 3 days, I've probably consumed around like basically $200 worth of junk food, and then there's also the normal food on top of it. So I've been eating a lot of shit during the last 3 days, and I mean, it's going to be fine. I'm going to force myself to log back in tomorrow. The good thing about me is like, as I get older, I can kind of control my mood swings for the most part. Sometimes I crash out like I did during these days, but like it's not that difficult for me to log back in and kind of like start controlling myself again. It's just painful a little bit in a sense and just inconvenient, but like I can force myself to do basically whatever it is that I need to do nowadays when it comes to my diet. Is just like a little bit of a mental game. But yeah, this binge was kind of like semi intentional, but also not really, because I really didn't think that I'm going to go over 2 days of me eating junk, because I was actually completely prepared for me like eating and binging for 2 days straight, which is something that I did. But basically, the only thing that I didn't expect is that it is also going to last for basically today. I didn't expect that it's going to go on for like 3 days straight, which is not ideal. But well, nothing to really do with that because that's already done. I already had this like binge day, so the only thing that I can do is like jump straight back into the diet tomorrow, which is the thing that I'm basically going to be doing. And then going forward from there, I'm going to once again lose a lot of water weight and a lot of glycogen during the next couple of days. I'm actually probably even going to feel better during the next couple of days because I'm not going to be as hungry for a little bit now. And then afterwards, we really need to wrap this diet up. So most probably this was the last binge that I'll have until the end of this diet, because yeah, it's just like it's actually just kind of like a waste of money, because to be completely honest, it's like I'm not always even like necessarily enjoying these binges. And I mean, I do enjoy like a part of it, but like also there's a very big part of me just being bloated, me just feeling like dog shit and me not really enjoying it. So it's kind of like a love and hate type of an affair, because like from one side you're really hungry and you really want to eat, but then when you actually get to eat, you start eating way too much way too quickly, and that just kind of normally escalates into like you being fucking miserable at laying in bed with your stomach full, barely able to breathe, which is actually something I've had during the last couple of binges, because I just eat so much that it's actually like difficult to breathe. So yeah, it's not a pleasant feeling. It is 100% an eating disorder that I can manage just by getting back to like eating normally, which I ultimately do when the cut is over. But during the cut, I 100% have these unhealthy kind of like eating patterns where I would binge eat for a couple of days, then I would starve myself again. And the good thing is I'm not binging as much as I used to, so the starvation doesn't have to be as intense for me to catch up with the diet. But yeah, it still definitely doesn't help that I've just been eating everything and anything for the last 3 days. But, well, I guess it is pretty much over. From tomorrow, we are going to be locked back in. We're going to learn from this experience, and we're never going to let this like last for 3 days straight ever again. Well, not ever again, but we're not going to let it last this long during this cut anymore. So, like, this was basically the last time during this cut where I would go into this kind of a binge. I don't think I'm even gonna have cheat days anymore during this cut. So yeah, let's see how it's going to go going forward. But this was a fairly odd experience that I'm not looking forward to repeating ever again. So yeah, talk to you guys tomorrow, I guess.